But that's part of the walking, right? Is doing it, right? Not saying I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that, and you don't deliver on it.
So
You can
Kason
have
Brown
nothing
says,
and start
so
walking.
is the person who draws the blueprint, are they also obligated to build the building? Kason, the person who draws the blueprint is a worker. They're a walker.
Yeah.
They are not a talker.
Hey, I want a building. Draw me a blueprint. That's
the talker. Yeah. So
and then they be like, all right, now let me get somebody to build it. And then when it's done, they like, look what I built.
Then they're like, everything is because of me. I had the vision to make it. Never mind all the people. And I mean, in its fairest form, I guess the thing is that your money pay the person a fair wage to go do all of that and whatever, but still. How about the egg crates and the soundproofing on the wall of the studio?
That's funny.
Iceplay says,
it's sound deflection. It doesn't really soundproof it, but yeah. So I don't know. So the thing is, like I was saying, I don't watch the movies for how I feel specifically about the morals of the character, right? So when we got somebody who's a rapper or any type of writer or creator, and they tell me it's hard to do this thing, I'm like, yeah. And then I know because I write. So I'm like, yeah, it is hard to do that.
Okay, so that's one of those examples of where something is true, but like my sympathy has something to do with it too.
My sympathy the whole time I'm concerned about the women. And the one time this guy says something, I don't jump off the rails. Right? Because that's something he didn't, he wasn't the complaining one, right?
I don't know. Yeah, I think he did complain. He complained. See, that's another thing, right? The boss don't complain to the people below them.
Yeah, exactly.
So shut your up. If you in charge and you doing all this, then you know what I'm saying. You ain't supposed to be complaining. That complain to your boss. You don't complain down.
This was his friend. So when you look at the relationship like that, they're friends basically, right? There's not really the same hierarchy. It's just like in a household. If you're looking at it,
it's convenient.
Well, yeah, exactly. But that's how it is in a household where you say one person is above the other. You can't just always look at it like that, even though it may be some imbalance in that sense. But they're friends, and what if traditionally a man tells a woman what's going wrong? You know what I'm saying? So, but with DeeJay, I think that's what makes the story good, is that he is this character who was struggling his whole life. He in whatever situation because of whatever, and he's trying to find a way out. And then he come to the realization, this is hard, right?
Mm-hmm.
Pimping is easy. Pimping is easy.
Mm-hmm.
Writing is hard.
Tennessee Girl says DeeJay built a team around him to carry out his vision. That has to be respected, does it? It depends on what you do. It
depends what you're doing, but what about with DeeJay? So was it respected to you?
To me, was what him building?
He built out a team.
No, not when you a pimp.
Wait, what? What does a pimp have to do with him making the music?
Because what you're doing. So what I'm saying here is this: you have the theory, right, of the idea that, hey, I build a team around me to carry out the things I would like done. But then you have the actual actions and what you're willing to do to get it done, how you're willing to manipulate or lie to build the team, how you're willing to how you treat the people once they're on the team that you build. There are other factors.
So whoever who done something is respected then. Something of significance, right? Because it's like, okay, let's anybody right now say, hey, they're going to go, I don't know, make a movie. We see the results of that, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the people who actually can do it and pull it off, it's a feat that they accomplished. Like, you could have all whatever plans you want. Like, hey, I have an app idea, but somebody who can actually pull the things together because they know enough to put the right people and places and things all together and know what they need, then that's something different, right? He could be like, I'm going to rap, and then he just started playing something on that keyboard and recording it through the speaker on the radio, right?
So how about this?
At 40 years old.
I respect project managers. I love that role. I respect the people who say these are all of the elements needed, and this is what and if you're doing the work to bring all of the people together and you're coordinating with them and being a great team player, then yes, I'm cool with that. But when it is serving this hierarchy that is harmful to the people who are participating, then
Was it harmful to Key and Shelby?
Well, it was harmful to Key because he was paying a price with his marriage, and if his wife didn't get on board, then he might have lost his wife. You know,
but she did. But either way,
so she changed.
So that's with everything. Change. Somebody spending their time at work or whatever, right? Yeah. So is it not paying off for them when, hey, I got my bills paid, or I'm trying to live my dream? I don't want to just record depositions.
Right. And that was what he was doing in there. I see it.
Yeah.
I see it. And this is why I said there are like a lot of conflicting feelings that I have about this. I'm not going to sit here and look at this story and just identify so much with him, with DeeJay, because I have feelings about how the character conducted themselves in the film, even though we know this is fiction and But, as we're having this discussion, that maybe that's my limitation.
Well, I look at the different things, right?
Maybe that's my limitation.
Because when I look at R. Kelly, I look at what his out product was and how he put that together. But hey, the other stuff, I'm right. Just because he happens to be in that profession, I separated kind of with the other things. And then so we got Nola, who was like, I need something, right? I need everybody got stuff going on. What about me, right? And then in the end, he basically was like, you're in charge, right? And then she becomes and grows into a role of, I don't know, manager A&R or something, right? Possibly.
So do you think that DeeJay was a dreamer or a manipulator or both?
Well, a dreamer. Well, he talked about he had a midlife crisis, right? And he's like, he feel like it's almost over for him. He dreamed such big dreams and stuff, right? And then look where he is, which is one of the reasons I'm tired of pimping you, pimp or whatever, right?
Yeah,
That's what he said.
Whatever.
I hate this. He was trying to get a way out, and he thought, but he didn't know anything but to use the people around him like so many other people because he's a talker, mostly.
And I don't know. That's why I guess I got a problem with talkers.
Well,
unless their talent is commensurate with the amount of talking they doing. Yeah.
So, well,
you know what I mean? Because every talker, like, you're going to have the scale of the talkers.
Well, you have all the people talking, but then once you look back and it'd be like 15 years, and then you'd be like, they always said that they was going to do this, right? Yeah. But he just started talking like this. This happened within probably a couple months. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, he lived his life as one of the things the director talked about was how it wasn't glamorous and stuff, right? And our idea of what a pimp was, right? He was basically an unsuccessful pimp, right? But he was still surviving with the little he did, and he was slanging at the same time.
Tennessee Girl says, right, everyone was on their way to elevation. Once the music blows up, the pimping element will disappear. They will all have a new title or job position. You know what this is called, Tennessee Girl? This is called when they tell you that a rising tide lifts all boats. This is what that is. That is what they're telling.
That's what Suge pointed it out, right? That's what makes the movie good.
That's what some people believe. And
right.
You could argue the merits
but
of that.
See, that's what Suge said. Suge said, I know y'all gonna go on and get some real good singers and stuff, but I really appreciate you letting me do this.
And it's like, how?
What do you mean how?
Like how do you sit here after you the one who made the song? And I don't want to say the words of Diddy. You could either make the song or not make the song, whatever. Forget that
She sung somebody else's lyrics.
The point is, she sung somebody else's lyrics. But nobody wants to hear the song without her singing that hook, Okay, and we're getting muddled up here. But,
yeah, that's like what? Who cares if what somebody else want? But they made the song, right? Like so.
So now she's like, I'm just so grateful. I don't know. There's just a part of me that resents any form. I believe that you should tell people that you're grateful for things. But I think that there's a fine line when you're dealing with people who are manipulators and when you're dealing with the talkers of now
It wasn't
I'm
even his
groveling
idea to do
you.
that. That was Shelby.
But he benefited.
Okay, so.
But anyway, so she's thanking him. She thanks him and she's just like, I just thank you
But the
so
point
much.
I was making was that she pointed out that they're going to move on and to other things besides.
Yeah, that was
you know,
her
her
being
level.
realistic and understanding
Yeah.
it. I just hated that being the case. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's
Well-
not that what they're saying is incorrect.
Yeah,
I'm not
yes.
arguing that point. What I'm saying is I hate that for her. I hate that for her.
Well, it's just not a real person, so I don't look
Well,
at it that way.
Yeah, well, you know.
I'm just looking at what happened in
to
the
me,
movie.
I'm all in when I'm analyzing the fiction. Now, that doesn't mean I'm going to go and do whatever, you know, as these characters. But what I'm saying is when I'm all in, I'm in the mindset. I'll try to put myself in the shoes. If I had known somebody like that, you know, so that's
Yeah.
that's the challenge of it, you know. But do you think DeeJay changed in the movie? You know, thinking about the character arc as we sort of wind down on talking about DeeJay, what about his character arc? Do you think he actually
he changed.
or do you think that was him getting in his mode?
No, he changed, right? Because he realized that he needed love and he had love and he went for it, right?